Okay guys, welcome back to another Ark Survival Evolved 2 video. Today we're going to be looking at every single dinosaur that we know so far is coming to the game. I really wanted to make this video because, you know, Ark 1 is still getting brand new dinos, which is pretty crazy, and Ark 2 is meant to be coming this year of 2022. I saw this really cool post, which I'll be leaving in the link in the description down below if you want to check it out. There's also quite a lot I want to debate in this video. There's one post of a dino that we do see, which I personally think is going to be something else. And also I want to see in the comment section what types of dinos you think should come to Ark 2 that we haven't seen in Ark 1 so far. You can mention some of the ones that are in Ark 1 and sort of tell a reason why you think it should come to Ark 2 with new abilities maybe, but I just thought this would be a really cool video. Now, if you guys are excited for Ark 2, I've seen the hype really growing this year so far as it's 2022, then smash that like button. Let's try and get over 800 likes on today's video. Make sure to be subscribed if you're not subscribed already, and let's just get in with today's video. So the reason why, obviously, it pulled me to do this one from this post is I just saw every dinosaur confirmed so far in Ark 2. And I just thought it would be a good idea, you know, just to go through all of this stuff. So we're going to be kicking off right now, and I hope you guys do enjoy. So the first thing we obviously saw from the trailer, which a lot of people don't really talk about, it's been named here the Chameleon Flower. Now, I don't know whether it should be really called the Chameleon Flower, because I just think chameleons in general, it should just be called the chameleon, because right at the start of the trailer, we do see a chameleon just basically camouflaging itself. And I think that's basically what it is, rather than calling it the Chameleon Flower. But they want to say the very first shot in the Ark Survival Evolved 2 reveal trailer shows an exotic looking flower, only to reveal that it is some kind of dinosaur. Its long nose looks like a flower just before it blooms, and is apparently capable of opening its snout to camouflage with nearby flowers. After it closes the flower on its nose, viewers can see more of the creature's face, revealing a chameleon-like eyes and lizard-like body. Its tail and back spines are also made to look like leaves, ensuring that nothing can recognize it as an animal. Now, the very interesting thing is what this could have a use for in Ark 2, whether, because the thing within the newer creatures that have come out recently is a lot of people have gone on to say, oh, it's just another shoulder mount that's been added to the game, but then it turns out to be very good in its own different way. You guys have seen the Cynomacrops that came out of the Lost Island map, and that had an amazing ability to make sure, you know, you could use it as your very own personal glider to get around. But not only that, you know, we have the Fjord Hawk, which is announced for the Viking map in June 2022, and that's a shoulder mount. But when you die, and if you've got one tamed up, then it actually collects some of your loot and brings it to you, which is just absolutely crazy. So sometimes shoulder mounts can be very, very useful in small different ways. So this is the chameleon, one of the first creatures within Ark 2. Now, the next one is pretty much, you know, what we all know. We've seen it millions of times, the T-Rex. The most iconic dinosaur of them all, it should come as no surprise that the T-Rex is making its return and has a big spotlight in the trailer. Just called Rex in the first game, the T-Rex in the trailer looks to be slightly larger and equally as clumsy. It also features some stylish furs on its neck and along its spine, perhaps in an effort to create a more realistic representation of the beast. That said, scientists still don't know exactly what the king of the dinosaurs would have looked like, so this is just its best guess. A lot of people have said for a while that the Rex actually did have fur and feathers, really. I'm not going to get too in-depth into, talking about what the T-Rex actually looked like, because I know there's a lot of people that know their knowledge out there, so I never like to say too much, but obviously if you do have your knowledge, feel free to put it in the comment section down below. But yeah, I think the one in the trailer looked absolutely awesome, and I do feel like in Ark, like, yeah, maybe when you first start up the game, you know, the Rex was always a scary thing, but when you see a Rex now, it just doesn't give you that real scare factor anymore, you know? It's not like you see it and you think, we've got to run, you know, like, and I just feel like that is what the Rex needs in the second game, and I just think that would be fantastic. So the next one is they've just put here Prehistoric Birds. So players don't get a great look at them as they fly away quickly, but just before the T-Rex comes bursting through the trees, several prehistoric birds fly away. There was a wide range of different flyers within the original Ark, but these seem to be something new. Though it's likely that the birds like the Pelagornis and the Itchy will make a comeback, it seems that players will have to deal with new types of flying dinos coming as well in the coming sequel. Again, I personally think this looks a little bit like, I can never say the name, but it's the small dino beginning with A and ending with X. I can't pronounce it, but you guys will know. Well, there you go. I'll give you a little bit of something to work out in the comment section down below. But I can never say the name of it. It's in Ark already, and to me, that's what that face looks like, and the same sort of wing. I could be wrong. But again, it would be nice to be something new rather than an added-in creature. But yeah, looks absolutely awesome, as the whole trailer does. Really, I know the gameplay won't look exactly like that, but with Ark 2 using Unreal Engine 5, you don't know the possibilities that they could actually create with this game. And a lot of people have said in my comment section of my last Ark 2 video, saying like, all Ark 1 need, if Ark 2 can be exactly the same game, just with better servers, better graphics, and less bugs, that could be the perfect thing. And I agree. Like, obviously, we're going to be getting loads of new stuff, but imagine an Ark, and when people don't call it the unplayable game, like a game where you don't have the same bugs and problems on an upgraded servers, it could be huge. Now, the next one here is a very debatable one, and this is the one that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So they put here Ark 2 Brontosaurus and Pteranodon, or I always say it's Pteranodon. I don't think it's anything different. But so in the last scene of the trailer, 2 other dinosaurs can be spotted. Vin Diesel delivers his lights out line, and then it cuts to him and the child walking into the open again, this time alone. Right in front of them are 3 winged dinosaurs that then take flight. This implies that they're a non-hostile creature in the game, and they look like the game's very first pteranodons. Obviously, they have a distinctive butterfly-like pattern on their wings that sets them apart from the first one before, but this could just be a unique design added to the dino, or it could be an entirely new one together. Only time will tell. But obviously, in the background, I know you might not be able to see it from this photo, but there is a Brontosaurus-like creature, like they said. But I've come up with a theory that I've had for about a year, saying that I don't believe that this is a Brontosaurus. But this is what they go on to say. So they say, looking further back, players will also notice a variety of long-necked dinosaurs likely to be Brontosaurus. These towering herbivores are present early in the early playthroughs of Ark 1, but thanks to their docile nature, they don't typically pose a threat. Next to the T-Rex, this is likely to be one of the most recognizable dinosaurs to the average person, so it makes sense that it will be included in the trailer. From a distance, it's hard to tell, but it could also be a Diplodocus, a less recognizable dinosaur, but still included in the original Ark. These herbivores are incredibly playful, often pushing players around and dealing more damage than they realize. Now, for me, I don't think this is a Brontosaurus or a Diplodocus. I've said this for about a year, and the reason why I believe this is I believe that this is a Brachiosaurus. If you go to the trailer, you can see it does not have the distinctive look of a Bronto. Obviously, well, that was a bit ridiculous to say. Obviously, they all sort of are in the same family and look kind of similar, but the body shape is very, very different. If you zoom in, you can clearly see that it's got like the different, like on a Brachiosaurus, it's got like on its head, it's got like the extra sort of like its nose is like on top of its head where it breathes out of. That is exactly what you can see from the trailer if you zoom in correctly. And the shape of the body is just like the Brachiosaurus skin that was added in with the archaeology event. So I personally think it's going to be the release of the Brachiosaurus. You guys may disagree with me, but I am putting it on like a 98% that I think this is going to be added into the game as a brand new dino. I think Wildcard will come out with that within their announcement some point this year, that there is going to be a Brachiosaurus added in. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. Now, there was obviously this in the trailer as well, and they went on to put, after escaping the T-Rex and the enemy clan, Vin Diesel and his group find themselves in a ruin full of technology. Of note, the child in the trailer examines a rock with several carvings on it. Though this mural certainly doesn't confirm any dinosaurs, it should be said that there are several on it that didn't show up on the trailer. Aside from the T-Rex and, Brachiosaurus, which had already had spotlights, there are at least 3 other dinosaurs shown that aren't accounted for. So, on the bottom left, players will notice a parasaur, a dinosaur commonly found in the starting areas in the beaches of Ark maps. These herbivores make a great pack mules and mounts, as they carry a lot and still run relatively quickly. Above it, there is a human riding on a trike or a triceratops, one of the best defensive mounts that players can get early in the game. Finally, on the top right is what appears to be a drawing of Stegosaurus, a dinosaur in the previous game provided with great utility for harvesting and a variety of different types of resources, which you'll be able to see from here. You see a Rex, a Parasaur, a Trike, a Bron. See, that one looks more like a Brontosaurus, like a one from the retro game. And then you see the HLNA, and then you see a Stegosaurus there, and then some strange hands lifting up to some sort of like outer space thing. So we don't really know what that means yet, as of yet. But then they just go on to say Ark 2 releases in 2022 for PC and Xbox Series X. So the ones confirmed right now that we know, we've got a Chameleon, TRex, Prehistoric Birds as number 3, Brachiosaurus for me as number 4, and Pteranodon as number 5. And then obviously, unless this means a returning of the Parasaur being number 6, the Stego being number 7, and the Trike being number 8. So that's all we know right now, building up to the release of Ark Survival Evolved 2. Hopefully, within the coming months, we'll start getting more news because, I mean, the thing I don't understand is that Ark's big reveals usually come in the Extra Life event, which is in November, and then they usually do a big release with the Game Awards. I know they didn't this year, but there's meant to be a release, of Ark 2, like coming in, that usually is in December time. So I would be really shocked if we don't start to get more news on Ark 2 after June 2022. And let me throw another little theory at you guys that may make you think about something. So, as a company, you've always got to make some form of money in a year, right? And Wildcard are not just going to give us free stuff because the company needs to make money. Over the years, they've always said they're never going to do microtransactions. They're never going to do any of that stuff. They only like to put hard work into paid DLCs, which is what they can, when people buy those DLCs is what gives them more resources to make the game better. And so every year since the game has been alive over the 6 years, they've released a free DLC to us later on in the year, and then they've released us a paid map. Now, that's always, whether that's been mid-summertime, whether that's been at the end of the year, there's always been some form of paid content and free content that we have received. So this year, we're meant to be getting the Fedor Viking map, June 2022, but it's the end of the story, and Wildcard have said they're doing no more paid DLCs for Ark 1. So how's the company going to make money in 2022? The only viable option that we know is the release of the second game, which is said to be this year. Could Ark 2 be that way that Ark are going to make their money that year and begin the journey of Ark 2 at the end of 2022? Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Unless out of nowhere Wildcard decide to release some sort of paid content and then decide Ark 2's coming out in 2023, that's always an option, but I really doubt it as they've never done that before, and whenever they release a bit of modded content, it's always free to us. Anyway, that is going to be the end of the video, guys. Smash that like button if you did enjoy. Let me know all of your thoughts and theories in the comment section. Subscribe, leave a like, and thank you for watching.